I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. Don't use the Democratic Party as your guideline. And
that's not political analysis. That's a man actively narrating his own decline. James Carville, the man who once told America, "It's the economy, stupid," probably the last thing he ever said that I agree with, would now like you to know that his real contribution to political science is praying for more Trump derangement syndrome. On camera, unprompted, like a man ordering seconds at a buffet of his own bitterness. I'm going to play that for you, word for word, no editing tricks required, because the man does not need my help sounding unhinged. And then I'm going to show you the flip side of this same genius the moment he finally notices that Democratic Socialists have quietly redecorated his entire house and responds with the political equivalent of asking a burglar to please consider leaving on good terms. James Carville has spent so much energy hating one man, Donald Trump, that he had none left over to defend the house he actually lives in. And now that the wiring's on fire, he thinks a Stern segment on cable news is a fire extinguisher. He says the quiet part out loud, in his own words, so you don't even have to take mine for it. My name is Kelly Jackson. This is Still Not Canceled, where we question everything, especially the narrative. And let's dig in.
I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more. I pray to God in heaven, God reign the righteous reign of Trump derangement syndrome. Pray for me, Lord. I'm your vessel on this earth. Pray for the people that listen to this. We want more. We want to hate the son of a bitch so much that we can't see straight. I know a lot of you that are listening to me. And look, Trump, if you listen to this, you listen good, because what I'm getting ready to say is what a lot of people in this country speak for, who I speak for. And I speak for a lot of people. You hear me? This is what we believe.
I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more. Somewhere a therapist just felt a disturbance in the force. That's not political analysis. That's a man actively narrating his own decline and asking for a round of applause on the way down. But here's my favorite part, the sheer discipline of it. He is out here maintaining his hatred like it's a bonsai tree, pruning it daily, making sure it never gets smaller. Meanwhile, 3 Democratic Socialists just swept the largest city in his own party's electoral map. And where was that same energy? Nowhere. Turns out you can only carry so much rage at once. And James Carville spent his entire supply on the guy who isn't even in his party. Here's another clip for you, just more evidence.
So, and most of you know, about 3 days ago, or 4 days ago or something, I made a video and I said I wanted more Trump derangement syndrome. I said I prayed to have more Trump derangement syndrome. I said I actually prayed Jesus would appear to me in my sleep to instruct me that I was the instrument of his will on this earth. Jesus did not appear to me.
You don't say.
I got to tell you, I got some serious people. Some of them actually care about me, family members, clerks. And they said, look, James, you just went too far. You have to apologize for this. You know, we respect that you don't like him, but you can't use Jesus and motherfucker in the same sentence. Didn't actually consider apologizing, to be honest with you. But when you get a criticism like that, you take it to heart. And then, as if to validate me, and I do believe in signs, I think the Lord God so approved of what I was doing.
Oh my God.
That Donald Trump goes to Dover, Delaware, you know what that is, what they call they greet the fallen coffins of fallen soldiers. Of course, Trump has said that he thinks that people that serve in the military are fools. That would include me, my dad, all of my uncles, my nephews. I know that you think that I'm a fool, all right? But God sent you there, and he made sure that you didn't take your hat off. Because everybody in the world, instinctively, you know this, I know this, maybe we're walking down the street and there's a funeral procession coming, we immediately stop, we take our hat off. We don't even know the person in the hearse, but it's a matter of respect. When he didn't do that, that was God telling me, James, you are right.
He prayed that Jesus would appear to him in his sleep to confirm he's the instrument of God's will on this earth. James Carville didn't just say he hates Donald Trump. He told you he's been personally deputized by the Almighty to do it. And look, maybe some people might say you gotta respect the commitment, but most people just complain about their job. The only problem is, while he was busy feeling sanctified, nobody in his party was assigned to watch the actual doors. The school boards, the city councils, the primaries, where the socialist wing was quietly building an entire second party inside his first one.
New York City is not and has not been a harbinger for politics elsewhere. The socialist left can win a few in heavily Democratic urban areas. There'll be a force whenever they win in Westchester or Wisconsin or North Carolina. But I think the narrative, which Republicans will really stress, is that this is the future of the Democratic Party. But I must tell you, James, some of the other stuff worries me.
So, Mr. Valle, the New York Times reported, and I have the quote right here, she is against passed off all her views. She has attacked interracial relationships in the American flag. Lady, I ain't in the same party as you. I'm sorry. I just not. And I actually do think it's time for Democrats to talk the S word, schism. I really do. Everybody's always said, no, we're coalition, we're big tent. And there's just some shit that I can't be in the same tent with. And we talk about what Madame was 3 for 3 last night in Manhattan. They call it the Commie Corridor. Fine. I understand the free press for being here, because if they nominated David Duke or something like that, we'd be the same way. I understand all that. To extent I understand the Times, because they are the New York Times. They are the hometown newspaper. And declare that the party is now under the control of the Democratic Socialists of New York City is insane. Maybe there's a way that you can say to, I guess Madame is the leader of it, is, you insist that, try to insist that the people that run under your banner run as a Democratic Socialist and don't use the Democratic Party as your guideline, and let's negotiate the terms of a schism here. Maybe we can part under some kind of advantageous terms for both of us. But I'm done.
Watch him try to negotiate his way out of a problem he spent decades helping to create. It's time to talk the S word, schism. Notice he doesn't stop at the abstract idea. He names a specific candidate he wants gone, out, uninvited to his caucus. That's not a philosophical position, that's a demand. And demands only work when you actually hold the leverage. This is a man who thinks the fastest growing, most energized wing of his coalition, the one that just won 3 primaries in a walk, is going to politely hand back the keys, the donor list, and the ballot line because he asked nicely on YouTube. They're not leaving, James. Why would they? They're winning. You don't negotiate a surrender with the side that just won the war. This is the same instinct that got him here in the first place. Decades of assuming the radicals were useful right up until the moment they weren't. And now he wants to solve it with a strongly worded ultimatum nobody is required to listen to. So here's where we land. A man who poured 3 decades of political instinct into hating one president, and in the process, forgot to notice his own party rebuilding itself into something he no longer recognizes. Now that he's finally noticed, his master plan is to ask the people replacing him to leave voluntarily. That's not strategy. That's a man negotiating his own eviction and calling it leverage. The Democratic Socialists, they're not leaving. And they certainly aren't taking negotiating advice from the guy who just told you he prays for more hatred in his heart. My name is Kelly Jackson. This is Still Not Canceled, where we question everything especially the narrative. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.